Now let us go to question number 2. Question number 2 has been taken from IBPS PO exam 2013. In which of the following expressions does the expression or does the conclusion A is greater than D hold true? Again, this question is also slightly different from the normal questions. Normally what we get is we will get an expression and then followed by conclusions, and we have to verify whether the conclusions follow or not. But in this question they have given the first conclusion, A is greater than D is given, and then they are asking, they have given below 5 expressions, and we have to verify which of the following expression, for which of the following expression the conclusion A is greater than D is true. Now same job is the same, only thing is they have changed the place of statements or expressions and the conclusions they have interchanged. So we will apply the same basic concept we have learnt and we will work out the answers. Now let us see the working of question 2. In question 2 we are given a conclusion A is greater than D, which we have to verify which out of these various expressions for which one A is greater than D is true. Now we have to verify the same, the problem is the same, only the places are changed. Now in this statement we have to verify whether A is greater than D is true or not, that's all. Now the expressions, the elements are A and D. Here also A and D. Now if you see the symbols between A and D, first is equal to, then less than or equal to. So among the 3 symbols, which has priority, less than has got priority. So therefore the conclusion is A is less than D is the conclusion. But we have to, whether this from this statement can we arrive at A is greater than D, it is not possible. Therefore from statement 1 we cannot derive this conclusion A is greater than D. Let us go to statement B. Where is A? A is here. Where is D? D is here. But unfortunately they are interchanged. Therefore we have to change the conclusion. The conclusion has to be changed is to D is less than A. That is what we have to now verify. D is less than A. Now look at the symbols in between D and A, greater than or equal to, greater than and greater than. So between these 3 symbols, greater than has got priority. Therefore the valid conclusion is D is greater than A. But we have to we have to see that whether this conclusion is tallying with here. This is the conclusion we want. Since it is not tallying, therefore expression 2 also does not give rise to the conclusion A is greater than D. Let us go to the third conclusion. Third conclusion, where are the elements A and D? A is here, D is here. Now again we have to verify whether D is less than A is true or not. Now between D and A, which are the elements? The elements are greater than and equal to. Therefore this will give rise to the conclusion D is greater than A again. But we want D is less than A. Therefore this expression will not also give rise to the conclusion A is greater than D. Now let us go to the expression D. Element A is here, element D is here. Between A and D, what are all the symbols? Greater than or equal to, greater than and is equal to. This conclusion and the statement, they are in sync. Therefore there is no need to realign the conclusion. Now what is the conclusion, valid conclusion we can draw for this statement? A is, because this symbol has got top priority, A is greater than D. This is exactly the conclusion we want here. Therefore D, expression D will give rise to the conclusion A is greater than D. So with that we have solved the problem, but anyhow for the sake of good order, let us conclude with E also. Here, in statement E, the elements A and D are here. Therefore, we have to check whether this conclusion is true. Now, between D and A, there is opposing symbol. If there is opposing symbol, no conclusion is possible. Therefore, E also will not give rise to the conclusion A is greater than D. Therefore, from the given 5 expressions or statements, only one expression or statement, namely D, will give rise to the conclusion A is greater than D. So the answer is option D. Let us see the answer slide. For this question number 2, option D is the correct answer. Now let us see the next question.